What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy E.T. That's right, yours truly. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Evan, what's up, man?
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like 9 and 9. For my top 10, top 10, 9 and 9. This one's for my top 10.
Need motivation?
What's a top 10 with the Believe Nation?
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know that there's something greater inside you as well. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So get ready to pay the price, find your gift, and want it bad enough with Eric Thomas and my take on his top 50 Rules for Success Volume 2 to give you the confidence, motivation, and belief that you need. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1, pay the price.
I just don't think people understand how hard you have to work to make your dreams become a reality. You know, like I think people get so excited about the dreaming part that they have no idea like what it really takes.
And so I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to understand, number 1, that every dream you have will become a reality. But the first thing you have to realize is you will have to pay the price. There is a price tag to greatness. It's not free. They not handing it out. Your mama can't give it to you. Your daddy can't give it to you. But God bless the child that's got its own. And so I was in Montgomery last week, guys, and I went to the opening of the new memorial. And they showed the different individuals who had been lynched and why they had been lynched and what county they came from. And as I was in Montgomery, I kept seeing Rosa Parks. Listen to me very carefully, guys. Oh, listen to me very carefully. She had to pay a price. And so they said to Rosa, you can't sit here. Rosa said, I'm gonna pay the price. They said, if you do not get up. Rosa said, I ain't getting up. I've been working real long. I've been working real hard. I'm not getting up. And they arrested her. And guess what? Rosa is great, but she paid the price.
So what makes it special for me is that Rosa Parks is not only an icon. Rosa Parks not only represents having a dream and not only having a dream, but having to grind for that dream. Like going to prison for that dream, having to walk 381 days plus for that dream.
I want to say to the millennials, you are not entitled to anything. You are not, if you're gonna get anything, you will have to work for every single thing you get. And you gotta work every single day.
Rule number 2, find your gift.
When did you know, hey, this is something different about me? I can really speak here. This is something unique.
Freshman year in college, and don't laugh.
Okay.
All right, freshman year in college, me and my boys start like this Christian organization. So every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, we'd speak. Now, they didn't let me speak initially.
Okay.
Because I was a high school dropout, rough around the edges, like I wasn't really polished, right? And so, but here's a good thing is, you know, you stay humble. It's a gift. So we did it every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. So at some point, the guys couldn't make the appointment. So I was like always the host of the show. So when they didn't show up,
yes,
they like, well, we bringing so-and-so to speak. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm hosting, so this is my shot right here.
The best ability is availability, right?
Irv wasn't there, Trey wasn't there. I'm like, finally, 3-4 months into it, I'm like, I'm in because they not there. So I'm in. Like, don't put me in, I'm in. You know, and my first message was, pimping ain't easy, but somebody's got to do it. That was my first message.
Church meeting.
Yeah, at the church meeting. Pimping ain't easy, but somebody's got to do it. That's why I said don't laugh. But this is how I knew I had something, because people were like, yo, nobody's ever. And so I talked about how the devil's trying to pimp us.
Okay.
and you know, and I just took that whole angle. And then my second message just blew up was how many licks does it take to get to the center of a sucker? You know, and so everybody was just like, yo, bro, this is different. Like, this is not a normal preacher. It's not a normal delivery. The energy is kind of different. So while adults weren't really fooling with me, a lot of guys who were like, yo, we don't even do that church stuff. Yes. Like, we don't do that kind of stuff. We're not into that. And what was unique about, and I'm glad you asked, nobody's ever asked me this. What was unique is that we did it at the Bell Tower, which was in the center of the campus. So you had to pass it to go anywhere. So it was cats like, yo, I wasn't coming to no spiritual event, but I would hear that loud voice and that passion. Seriously? And I heard, pimping? Are you talking about pimping at church? You know, so they would just walk over like, yo, what is he talking about? Pimping ain't easy. And it was at that point when I saw non-church, regular people, jeans, t-shirts coming by. And when I would speak, stop, I was like, yo, E, you got something. Yeah, you got something.
Rule number 3, want it bad enough.
I need you to want it as bad as you want to breathe. Listen to me very closely. Listen to me. When I wrote my dreams and my goals down, look, when I wrote my dreams and my goals down, take a look at it, guys. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, I'm telling y'all, the 4-year degree, the master's, the PhD, when I went after it, I'm showing y'all right where I graduated from. That's why I'm standing here, because I need y'all to see it. I need y'all to see where I walked across the stage. This is where I did it, y'all. I wanted it as bad as I wanted to breathe. I got up in the morning and I walked them down. Hear me before I get out of here. You ain't got to, you ain't got to have the best hand in life. I'm leaving you with this. You ain't got to have the best hand in life. You ain't got to start with the 2-parent background. You ain't got to start with wealth. You ain't got to start with your parents graduated. It's not the hand that you dealt. You got rich kids who own drugs. You got rich kids who committed suicide. You got rich kids who don't know their purpose in life. It's not the hand that you was dealt, baby. It's how you play your hand. It's your boy E.T. saying if it was easy to do, everybody would do it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you have what it takes if you listen it to make it happen. So do me a favor, get up, get out, and go get something, boy.
Rule number 4, have big dreams.
I want you to live the life you were meant to live. You hear me? Not the life that was given to you. I'm a high school dropout because that's the life my daddy gave me. But I've been married almost 28 years and 2 kids by the same woman, which is not my experience. I got brothers and sisters, none of us had the same parents. Because I made up in my mind, that's the life y'all gave me. Yeah. I'm not taking that no more. I don't want to be on crack. I've never drank, I never smoked, and I'm not against it. I just didn't do it because my family was doing it and they wasn't winning doing it. Uncle died of cirrhosis of the liver. I'm like, bro, I'm not going out like that. Uncle's in prison. I wasn't meant to be in prison. I got married at 19, y'all. I was meant to live with a woman. I'm just being real. I'm just being real, bro. I ain't mad at you, bro. I'm just being real. It's some dudes, they like, I'm hardcore. I'm not hard. I'm not hard, bro. I promise you, I'm not hard. I don't want to be with no dudes all day, every day. I'm gonna need a break. I'm gonna need a break from that. I'm just being real. I'm gonna need a break from me and my man in the same bunk, and I ain't got no privacy. I'm gonna need a break from that. I'm just being real. I'm gonna need a break from prison food. I'm gonna need my grandma cooking at some point. I'm just being real. Just be honest when you walk out of here. Some of you are not transitioning because you're okay with the life you have. And I'm telling you, when I walk out, I want to be an example of you can start from wherever and get to wherever you want to get to. That's what I'm asking you to do. What fuels you? The reason why you're so lazy is not because you don't have the ability. You're so lazy because your dream's so small.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They are free. The links to join are in the description below.
Freshman year in college, me and my boys start like this, like Christian, like organization. Get that goal, get that dream. And I've just been telling you, drive it and drive it and drive it and drive it. What I've been talking about is consistency. I have boundaries.
Rule number 5, get to know people.
For me, it's like when you get around people, when you spend enough time with people, to see what people want and then you give them what they need. To me, that's what it's all about, you know? So it's like, we got to get out of this. This is what I want to talk about, or this is what I want to say, or this is how I want to. It's like, no, my idols, Mother Teresa. Like I used just to watch her movement, right? And she was the lowest of the pecking order, when you talk about priest, she wasn't an archbishop, she wasn't a pope, she was a nun. But yet you know who she is. And I would watch her and she would see, okay, here are the needs of the people. When I watched Martin Luther King, this dude could have easily been like a millionaire living he moved with the people and said, hey, I'm gonna give up my life and what I wanna do to help. So for me, it's like, you can't affect a person if you don't know what they want. So you gotta spend enough time with people, just chilling with people, hanging out with people. That's why I was geeked. It's like, it's not a studio. I'm like, yo, we're at Ed's crib. It's gonna be phenomenal just because the ethos, like we're in your house. This is where you live. Like it's energy already in the space, you know, and spirits, you know, already in the place. So for me, it's like, you gotta get to know the people, spend time with the people. And then once you find out what they need, you like a cow, you chew it up, chew it up, chew it up, chew it up. You study it, and then when you get to them, you give them what they need. And of course they're gonna be excited, it's because what they need.
Rule number 6, take the shot.
Stop saying, I'm not good enough. Stop saying, my family, we don't do this. Like, stop with the excuses and take the opportunity that's given to you. Shoot the doggone shot, you wide open. Take the shot.
I need you to hear me very carefully. When he told me I would be great, I never shared this with any of my friends. But I would wake up in that abandoned building and I would pretend that I was gonna be great. As I walked up and down those lonely streets, I would pretend to myself that I was gonna be great. I need you to do me a favor. Before the actual dream becomes a reality, I need you to wake up every single day. I need you to eat the dream. I need you to sleep the dream. I need you to talk the dream. Because some days you're not gonna feel like getting up and the dream is gonna push you. Some days you're not gonna feel like keep going, but the dream is going to push you.
Rule number 7, don't be envious.
Don't be envious of individuals who are in your life. Your homeboys, your homegirls. Like, we're not talking about haters right now. We're talking about your people you love. Stop looking at everybody else's life, right? Y'all gotta do me a favor. You gotta be tunnel vision, all right? You can't, my man doing this, my homegirl doing this. She graduated and got a job. I don't got a job. It's like she prospering and my man prospering. I'm like, look, listen to me. Don't envy nobody else's hand. The hand that life dealt them, don't envy nobody else. My boy Joey Kibble, my sophomore year, he left college, right? Went to go sing with Take 6, Grammy award-winning Take 6. Are you hearing me? I never went to my boy crib and hated on my boy. When I went, I was like, woo! Like, not only in my dreams, like in my head, not only in my dreams, something I'm talking about, but I got a homeboy who doing it.
Rule number 8, do it for the love.
Look, this is what's wrong with this generation. If you're doing it for money, you cutting it on and off. Mm-hmm. If you're doing it for money, if they ain't giving you bread, that means you ain't gonna come clean.
Yeah,
that means you ain't gonna give 120%. Yep. So that's why I do it for the love of the game, because that just means every time I do it, I'm gonna be firing. Who make the most money? The basketball player, not that can put up 40. The dude that could put up the big numbers and do it consistently. I can't pay a dude who gonna put up 30 in one game, then he gonna put up 5 in another one. I can't build my team around inconsistency.
Absolutely.
But if you could score 17 a night, and I know you can give me that 50 games out of 82, I can build something around that. So for me, young people, listen to me. You temperamental if you can only do it for money. And if you temperamental, it just don't mean I don't know when I can count on you. And we can't make money if I don't know when I can count on you.
Absolutely.
So for me, that's why I was at the camp murdering it, because I don't know who in the room who could give me another opportunity.
Rule number 9, surround yourself with greatness.
What is it that you did that separated you from everybody else that did what you did? So you're a motivational speaker and there are other people in the game, and I respect everything that you and everybody who followed you, but what exactly did you do that separated you in your work ethic and everything else?
Good. So the first thing I did was literally, a lot of people go to church. I built a relationship with the Creator.
Come on.
And said, look, I'm gonna put you first. I messed up. Apparently I didn't do it right. I'm gonna give you the shot now to run my life. And don't mess it up like I messed it up. So I'm giving it to you fully. We're not gonna play with it. You can have it completely. Second thing I did was I got with Dee Dee, my wife, when I was in church. Relationships are everything. Who you hang with?
Yes.
Who you hang with?
Yes.
Who you make your right hand? That I don't care nothing about reading, studying, doing that. Look, that had nothing to do with nothing. You are nothing but the sum total of the people that you're closest to. All right?
Yes.
So you got to get with the right. I got with Dee Dee, and Dee Dee said, look, I'm going to college. You a high school dropout. When I go to college, I'm not dating no high school dropout. You either get a GED and follow me to college or I'm breaking up with you. The first word I used when I came out and I talked about gas in the car was what? Fuel. That was fuel, bro. I'm not, look to me, I might be stupid, but I ain't dumb. I'm just being real. I might be stupid, but I ain't dumb, bro. I knew my girl wasn't about to go to no college for 4 years.
And come back to you. Yes.
Huh? You know what I'm saying? I ain't stupid. She ain't about to go to college for 4 years around all them dudes who want to be doctors and lawyers and teachers and gonna come back to me. And she not gonna graduate and come home to a high school dropout and be like, I'm back. I was like, the only way that I'm gonna keep her is to go get this GED and follow her.
That's right.
And so I'm telling you, you hang around the right people, they will give you dreams for yourself that you didn't even have for yourself.
Yes.
They will create expectations for you that you didn't expect. And then finally, what makes me different than everybody else is when you get the opportunity, from day one, you get hungry day one and you stay hungry.
Rule number 10, be intentional.
Everything is intentional. Come on. Intentional. You got to be intentional and deliberate. And everybody that's running with you got to be intentional and deliberate. See, this is what I don't do. I don't hang with people who can only get up when they got something to motivate them. That's not somebody I want to hang out with. I want to hang out with the dude in Boston, you can kill him. In Detroit, you can kill him. In Toronto, you can bring the noise. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? I want to hang with somebody. I don't care what the circumstances. I don't care what the situation. You put it on your back and you like, let's go. I don't run with people who count on me to put up 50 points. I run with people who put up 50 on their own. I put up 50, they put up, and we murder you. But look, Mike, that's why I respect Mike. I'm telling y'all, man, go look at some highlights, y'all. Magic was the man. Larry Bird was the man. LeBron, talking about Black Mamba, the man. But go back and look at some highlights, y'all young. Go back and look at the highlights of MJ. Go look at the highlights. Go look at that intensity my man had. Go look at the highlights. Watch Jordan rise, 6'6". He started here and then boom, and looked at you like boom. He would shoot a J. He was the only one that make a J. He started that. He'd make a J and assassinate you. Boom. He's the only one in history who will dunk on you and then stop you. The only one, offensive massacre and defensive assassination. I'll take it from you, I'll rip it from you, and you'll watch me go down. Boom. And I'll make your crowd shut up. I'll take them out the game. Are you hearing me? You gotta have that dog.
Rule number 11, fight.
I know many of you saw this game. They were down by 20. They were down by 20. That's pretty much down by 20 in Golden State? No. Down by 20 away. So, boom. Multiple businesses, right? So, but before this happened, if anybody's been studying him closely, what happened before this game happened? 77 three-pointers in a row. This boy made 77 three-point shots in practice. They were down by 20 points. He came back and won the game, but you might have missed it. Take him to the slide, see. Do you see it? He's shooting a three-pointer with his eyes closed. They showed it on Sports Center. The boy's eyes is closed with the three. Boom. Muscle memory. His eyes is closed. What was he thinking about? He was thinking about in practice. 1, in practice. 2, 77. And he starts saying to himself, we down by 3 points. 3 times 7 is 21. Let me give him the business. 1, defense. 2, defense. Guys, don't worry about it. Just give me the rock. You sure? Remember what I did in practice? Seconds left. He not even at home. He away from home. He got his eyes closed. Boom. With one of the best defenders checking him. You've been lazy your whole life, and now somebody told you you can make 6 figures, and you go knock on the door 100 times, and your body say you a lie. You ain't never gave 100%. And in order to knock on the door 100 times, you're going to have to get 120. Get up out of here. You can't do this. And you're going to have to fight and fight and fight and fight. And most of you won't be successful, not because you can't do it, but you can't outlast your old you long enough to get to your new. Yep, I'm leaving. I'm gonna say it again. You can't get past your old you to get to your new you. Every time you dedicate yourself, this is my year, I'm gonna make it happen, you don't make it happen. This kid didn't take his team to the most wins this year because of what he does in the game. I'm accounting for you. One defense, somebody tell me, I'm sorry, Davis, how tall is Davis? 6'10", 7'2" wingspan. He right there. I see somebody else look like a small forward. Got a small forward inside there, right there. I got another guy coming around right there. He got his eyes closed and he shoots over. This is your year. This is your year. This is your year. This is your moment. You saw your boy E.T. do it. This is your year. This is your moment. If not you, who? If not now, when? This is you, baby. Ain't nobody stopping you but you. Can't nobody stop you but you. You not average. Stop acting like it. You not average. Why you being average? You not average. Why you being good when you not good? You great. You phenomenal. When you gonna step up to the plate? You gonna let a high school dropout, somebody that lived in abandoned buildings, somebody ate out of trash, outdo you? I couldn't hardly read when I got to college. You gonna let me outdo you? You greater than that.
Rule number 12, make your breakthrough.
You want a break or you want breakthroughs? Come on, I'm gonna ask you again. You want a break? You crying about you want a break. Do you want a break or a breakthrough? Listen, I have lost more loved ones, more friends. I've gotten so many calls about people dying. Look, I've had so many setbacks I ain't never experienced. I had so many phone calls, so many disappointments. Like, listen to me very close. This has been a challenging year. And I'm like, God, how many more people? He said, son, you want a break or you want a breakthrough? I said, God, I can't take no more. God, it's just so much going on. God, can I take a break? He said, you want a break or you want a breakthrough? And I'm asking you, which one you want? Listen, in order to get a breakthrough, no break. You gotta grind. You gotta go through setbacks and disappointments. You gotta go through it. So it's not gonna be easy, but your boy E.T., I said, God, I'd rather take my breakthrough than to take a break. So I need you to get through, I need you to power through it. I need you to pray through it. I need you to encourage yourself through it. I need you to call your accountability partner. I need you to do whatever it takes, but you bet not quit on me. Because if you don't take a break, I promise you, your breakthrough is coming.
Rule number 13, pay the price.
So here's number 3, what pissed me off. Sometimes when I'm dealing with y'all, what pissed me off. Yep, I'm gonna tell the truth, right? So I get upset because y'all think everybody gotta like what you're doing and everybody gotta like you. Like, yo, for real, you gotta get to a point when you like, yo, this is what I wanna do and I'm gonna do it, but watch me. When you do that, you gotta be willing to pay the price. So I tell you all the time, I couldn't stand some of the stuff my parents wanted me to do. Guess what? I left at 16. What was the price I paid? I paid homeless. I paid eating out of trash cans. I paid living in abandoned buildings by myself. I paid being around my friends stinking. That's right, stinking. And guess what? My boys joked me. I was the laughing stock of the crew. But you know what? I paid the price. You feel me? I paid the price.
Rule number 14, have a growth mindset.
One thing that bothers me, like right now in life, you know, life would be so great for me, man. I promise you, if I could fix this one thing. But my biggest challenge is, he said, the fixed mindset, you know, the growth mindset, is that I gotta hang with people that don't have my mindset, man. It's just so hard, man, you know, because, you know, people think you bougie. I'm not trying to be bougie, you know, but a lot of my people that I love, I isolate myself. I spend time, you know, away from a lot of people. And it's like, yo, I ain't mad at y'all, but I want to win 82 games, man. I want to win 82 games. I want to win every playoff game. I want to sweep every doggone team. I want to win the doggone championship. And you get with people who make it to the league, if they make it, and that's enough for them. And a lot of people, like, you know, I had a conversation with my boy, he called me the other day, and it just was so rough, you know, because it was like, yo, I ain't trying to lead none of y'all. but I ain't trying to die being with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I gotta make, what a lot of humans don't realize, I gotta make so many sacrifices to be with you. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like I'm trying to be better than you or I'm a bad dude. But like, let's just be real, Josh. We stand at the Montage. You know what I'm saying? My girl was like, we spent a lot, like, Didi, sit down. Like, she was like, it costs for 3 days or however long we staying at 10 grand. I'm like, no question. Yeah. So it ain't like I got nothing against nobody, Josh, but when I travel, I don't want to be at the Holiday Inn Express.
Yep, no question.
I did that already, bruh. I paid my dues. Yep. I stayed in the Motel 6, bruh. I was in the La Quinta. When I first started speaking, I was with you. You feel me? I started when I was 19. Bruh, we was driving 10, 12 hours. 16 hours. I don't want to do that at 47. And the fact that you didn't grow or you want to stay where you are, I'm not mad at you. But I get angry with people because you trying to make me feel bad because I want to grow, bruh. Like I wake up every day and I want to be better than what I was the day before. So if I go to a restaurant and I want eggs, bro. I went to a restaurant the other day. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I was at one of them hotels where they ain't on we don't serve eggs. They not on that. They like, we here for you. That's the difference in the hotel. Holiday Inn Express, they telling me we don't serve that. We only serve that from 6 to 11. The Montage, they like, you want scrambled eggs with cheese? Okay, how many eggs you want? Okay, what else do you eat? Well, I eat the soy. We got soy too. We got everything. And don't come downstairs. We'll bring it up. We'll bring it up. So I just want to say, you know, for real, man, that's the one thing in my life right now that if I had a magic wand, I would fix. I want to be with everybody. But I can't be around average. And you can't be mad at me because I don't. It's like what Jamal saying, all right, want to get property. That's what he does. I don't want to be around people who don't want to take risks. Not because I'm mad at you, but you bottling me up. You making me not, I want to fly.
Rule number 15, get out of a cage.
This is probably about 6, 7 years ago. I felt like a caged animal, y'all. I felt like a caged lion. Are you hearing me? Like I felt caged, y'all. I felt like the people that were over me, like they wouldn't let E.T. do his thing. For real, y'all see this right here? Like I didn't have this opportunity. Like I could see it, but I was caged. Like it was close, I could touch it, I could smell it, I could see it, but I couldn't get to it. And I asked myself, like, E.T., how long you gonna be a caged animal? Like for real, y'all gotta hear what I'm telling you. There are those of you who are caged and you got the key. And you gotta make up in your mind that the people who are holding you down, you're not gonna let them hold you down no more. Look, I'm not even on no victim stuff. I'm saying you gotta get to a point where you like, yo, E, you a caged animal, what you gonna do about it? And I said, I'm gonna go to school for it. Yep, I'm gonna get every single degree I can get. I'm gonna use YouTube. I'm gonna go on and do free TGIMs. Look, I'm gonna go to schools for free. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to get out this cage. And look, y'all, ETA cage no more. Y'all see this? Hey, and this ain't something I'm doing every now and then. This is my life now. So if you're ready to stop being a caged lion, caged gorilla, caged wolf, whatever you see yourself as, if you're ready to stop being caged and you want to be free, listen to me. The person that's got you in bondage, they ain't gonna never give you the key. You gotta take it.
Rule number 16, count the cost.
Like, you ain't gotta be in love with everything you do. Sometimes y'all feel like, all right, so I ain't feeling it, so I ain't gonna do it. Like for real, y'all feel like I ain't feeling school. I don't feel like taking certain jobs. You think I wanted to take every single job I took? You think I wanted the job at McDonald's, the job at Burger King? You think I wanted to watch toilets at the Olive Garden? You think I wanted to wipe somebody else's urine up, right, and scrub somebody else's feces? That's what you think? But I had a son, I had a daughter, I had a wife. So I'm just being real to all my millennials. You just can't do what you in love with, what you interested in. Sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do so you can live like you want to live, all right? So do me a favor, like count the cost. So if it's going to help you reach your goal, even if you don't like it, do it anyway.
Rule number 17, take the shot.
Like if somebody gets you an out, take it. Like I don't care how hard it is, how difficult. If you have somebody that's willing to rock with you, hold your hand in the process, encourage you, motivate you, inspire you, Like, stop saying I'm not good enough. Stop saying my family, we don't do this. Like, stop with the excuses and take the opportunity that's given to you. Shoot the doggone shot. You wide open. Take the shot.
I need you to hear me very carefully. When he told me I would be great, I never shared this with any of my friends. But I would wake up in that abandoned building and I would pretend that I was gonna be great. As I walked up and down those lonely streets, I would pretend to myself that I was gonna be great. I need you to do me a favor. Before the actual dream becomes a reality, I need you to wake up every single day. I need you to eat the dream. I need you to sleep the dream. I need you to talk the dream. Because some days you're not gonna feel like getting up and the dream is gonna push you. Some days you're not gonna feel like keep going, but the dream is going to push you.
Rule number 18, look out for yourself.
I realized that, it's okay to look out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I put in a lot of work for the world. I blessed the world. You know what I'm saying? If I stop today, I probably bless the world more than the average human being is gonna bless the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the last, however many years I got, like it's okay to go gorilla. Like it's okay to go beast mode.
Come on to
like
the
it's
dark
okay.
side, player.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, for real, I'm at a point where I feel like God will say to me today, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Like what I call you to do, you took it and you ran with it. But now I need you to look out for you, you know what I'm saying, in a way that nobody else is gonna look out for you because it's you. And I think when you do what I do, you make the mistake when you're younger of thinking you pour into all these people, they're just gonna automatically turn around and pour into you. And it don't work like that, not even in a bad way. But nobody even knows what you need, first and foremost. No other human even knows what you need. They're not in you to know what you need. So there's just certain opportunities that I would be like, nope, I'm not gonna do that, because this is gonna take me away from being a servant. And it's like, yo, you served enough. You know what I'm saying? And I look at my mentor, and that's the one thing that I'm hurt for. It's like, he will pass and have put 70 years into blessing people. And I don't know if he ever got to do this. I don't know if he was ever able to rent something out for a month and come and enjoy the fruits of his labor. If I was the only person that he blessed, you know what I'm saying, he would have done a great work. And he never got to rest, for years and enjoy the fruits of his labor. And I'm like, yo, I'm not going out like that, because if not in a bad way, but so many people are in need. I never forget that there was a scripture where they was telling Jesus, like, we need whatever, why you doing this and that? And why you ain't doing that? And he was like, the poor will always be among us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with the disciples right now. That's my focus. And I realize now the shift has to be from the masses, to a select group. And my wife and my kids and my mom right now is a part of that, So for me, like I always say, it ain't like, I don't care what the assessment say. I'm from Chicago and Detroit. It ain't like I don't got gorilla. Like, you don't make it on the streets of Detroit being soft. You know what I'm saying? You're not homeless.
No, full
and living in
silverback.
you're not homeless and living in a abandoned building being soft. But I always felt like I had to look out for others first. And I put myself second. And I don't have no regrets, but I'm still young. And I still got a whole life. Like Serena said yesterday, I ain't about to retire no time soon. My career is just getting started. And just watching you, Josh, and just the things you've exposed me to, it's like, these next 30, go get these championships. Go rack up the bank account. Go rack up the houses. Go rack up the trips. You know what I'm saying? But again, for those of you who are listening, who are your others focused, yo, put in your work. Like, you want to lay down at the end of the day because you are about others, and you need to go to sleep knowing that you took care of it. But at some point, you got to put a stop to that because LeBron could have been in Cleveland for the rest of his life. He gave him a championship. He brought that city what he needed to do in his heart. He brought that city that championship. Now I feel good that LeBron is going out, and LeBron's about to go to LA and do movies and put himself and his family in a position where it's legacy.
Rule number 19, stop whining, start grinding.
Stop whining and start grinding. You can't cry about what it takes a plan to accomplish. Let me say it slower, just in case you don't get it. You can't spend money and time being emotional when it requires a plan.
You feel me? Like you can't give your emotions to something that requires plan. So what you crying about? You got to get up and grind. Does it require more money? Go put a plan together to make more money. Does it require like a network? Then find those people, right? Like I'm just telling you, like don't whine about something that you can work about. Use your energy on coming up with a master plan. Ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands. So I'm thinking of a master plan.
Rule number 20, level up.
Come on, I got a question for you. Are you ready to play at this level? Come on, we in Utah. Come on, baby. Park City. Do you see it? Show them some B-roll, y'all. Are you ready to play at this level? I never ask you, can you play at this level? I never ask you that. I know you can play at this level. I don't care what they told you. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what you've seen. Look, you don't have to do what your family did. You don't have to accept the life that was given to you. I just got a question for you. You ready to play at this level? You have what it takes to play at this level, but the question is, can you play at this level? Do you have a heart? Do you have a perseverance? Do you have a commitment? Do you have a consistency? And let me tell you something before I go. Every house you see out here, somebody living in it. And guess what? They human just like you. So before I get out of here, E.T. got a question for you. Are you ready to play? I'm sorry, I should have asked this first. Are you ready to play at this level? And if you're ready to play at this level, I'll see you on top. So do me a favor. Stop making excuses and make the rest of your life the best of your life. Let's go, baby. You ready to play at this level? Let's go.
Rule number 21, surround yourself with greatness.
And something happens no matter who you are, if you're average or if you're good. When you get around greatness and you stay around greatness, you start listening to great podcasts and reading great books, and you start hanging around great people, and you start becoming a part of great masterminds. Guys, you just evolve. And I don't know what happened, but every year I went from a high school dropout and homeless to I started to becoming every single day more of who I am. And I can't believe it. My next goal is to win the Nobel Prize. Why? I had to come up with something. Listen to me, you have to be careful when you hang around average people. All they're going to do is tell you what they can't do, and that's okay that they can't do it, but that has absolutely nothing to do with us. We can go from being homeless and high school dropouts to having PhDs, writing books, and becoming the voice of a generation. We can do whatever we believe we can do, and we don't need anybody's permission to do it but ours.
Rule number 22, apply what you learn.
You know, you got to be careful with like this motivation in the books you read. Yeah. Like you got to be careful that you're not doing it like for entertainment. You feel me? And I think a lot of you do it for entertainment. So it's like I'm watching Serena play. That's purely, other than the fact that I'm going to take some of the content and use it, you know, to speak. That's purely entertainment. I'm just watching her do what she do. That's pure entertainment. And so for some of you, when you listen to motivation, you're not using it to fuel you. You feel me? Like you need to use it to fuel you. So let's just say you can do real estate and you're scared. Like you should be listening to specific stuff that's gonna tell you don't be afraid, take risk, let the rope go, let the net go. Like that's what you should be listening to, not just random stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we put stuff out, but we're putting it out because that's what we do. We just put stuff out. But you gotta get a catalog and say, all right, I'm fearful, or I don't got that dog. And if you're doing business, you gotta have that dog. So you just gotta listen to a whole bunch of stuff. I see people walk around with the t-shirts. You gotta look yourself in the mirror. I got that dog. Like whatever it is you need. Then when you get books, I'm tired of people like, yo, it's like a Keeping Up with the Jones is not like, yo, what book you read? For what? Wait, it's like you telling me what book you read. For what? Like just so you can sound deep? You're not doing nothing with the information. You feel me? Like you just trying to be like in conversation, like drinking coffee and say, oh yeah, I read Grit. I read Grit. Grit was phenomenal. But you don't got no more grit. I'm just saying, you don't have no more grit than you started when you first read the book. So it's like instead of reading the book and trying to be deep, like what is the book saying? Like how do you acquire grit if you don't got none? Do me a favor. Stop reading to be deep. Right? Some of y'all watching Power. You don't got no more power after watching Power. Like you've been watching Power. I ain't watched one episode. Like that ain't necessarily my thing. But I'm saying if you gonna watch it, from what I'm hearing, it's some cats on there who straight up gangsters. So if you're going to watch it, be gangster. Like for real, don't watch it and don't be gangster. If you're going to watch it and you're going to put that stuff in your spirit, if you're going to watch The Godfather, people, I watched The Godfather for what? What did you watch The Godfather for? What did you learn when you was watching it? You watched Scarface. What you learn? I learned some stuff from Scarface. Flat out, flat out. I learned some stuff, right? And my wife get on me all the time. You don't? I'm like, yo, I seen the movie. I grew up in the hood, flat out. It's just some stuff that I'm conscious, I'm aware of. So ain't no door gonna get knocked down on me and I ain't gonna get shot up. You understand what I'm telling you? Like, I'm aware always of what's happening. You feel me? So don't be I watched Scarface. I went to the movie and saw it. I still remember the movie to this day. I still remember with the women thing, how the woman thing messed their whole little swag up. I remember New Jack City and stuff happened where the power wasn't equal, and that I watched the movie. So you watching it, but you ain't paying attention to it. And I'm paying attention, so stop watching that stuff and not doing nothing with it.
Rule number 23, find your dream.
We go to school for all these years, and they never really show us the importance of dreaming, right? I look at school and I'm like, yo, the way school is designed is it's designing you to be prepared to work for somebody else. And I'm not even upset with that, but there's little of you that you get, right? Y'all got to work with me because this is deep, right? So I said to my son, son, I got to ask you a question, and I'm being serious. I said, do you believe you created yourself? He was like, what? I was like, do you believe you created yourself? He said, no. I said, do you believe there's a creator? He said, of course I do. I said, no, don't do that. Don't do the dad thing, because you know who I am, and you know, I'm about that life. Don't answer I'm asking you for real, for real. You don't owe me nothing. This is you. Do you believe that there's something out here that's bigger than you? He said, of course I do, Dad. I said, do you believe as a human being, not in a braggadocious way, but that you are the greatest level of all creation? And he's like, you mean over a deer? I was like, yeah, a deer. You mean better than the eagle? I'm like, yeah, like an eagle. He was like, of course, because we can make decisions. We can do things. I said, okay. I just want to go back again. You don't believe you're a creator? He said, no, but you believe there's a higher power. He was like, yeah. And I said, okay. You believe as a human, you powerful. He was like, of course. I say, so as a human, do you believe you were just born to be in a relationship, have sex, and have money and buy stuff? He was like, no, I guess it's something bigger than that, Dad. It's I guess the other thing is a calling. I said, well, if you believe that, why have you never gone after your calling? Why you spend so much time worrying about a relationship? Why you spend so much time, son, worried about money and cars and stuff? If you really believe what you just told me, that as a human is something greater than that, then why aren't you on that? He was like, I don't know. I said, because here's the trick, son. If you get this and that, you still might not get you. I'm just being real with the Montage. I think it's a fabulous place. It's great. But I didn't walk in there it was really the mountains that made me go, whoa. It was really when I saw the birds flying that high, I was like, unbelievable. It wasn't really the room that I was like, this is the great. As a matter of fact, the guy was getting on my nerve. I guess when you pay money to go there, they got to try to do the whole personable thing. I'm like, bro, I'm on the call. Please, just give me the keys so I can go to my room. And if I have some problems when I get to my room, I will call you. So I'm having a conversation with my son, said, son, do me a huge favor. Don't go after low-hanging fruit. Here's the deal. If you get to the top of the tree, all the fruit from the bottom at the top is going to be there, son. So I don't need you focusing on cars and money and stuff. You're going to get that. I need you to focus on why you were born in the first place. Why are you here on earth for this particular time? What are you doing here? Anybody can buy a car, son. Animals get in relationships. Animals have sex and have kids. It's got to be deeper than that. If you're higher than humans, then while you're here on earth, you got to do more than what animals do. And so when they talked about dreams and legacy, I was like, yo, people don't get it. Write this down. Your DNA is in your dream. Your DNA is in your dream. So it was funny. I was walking with CJ Father the other day, and we were talking, and I promise y'all, every single time we talk, I don't care when it is, I don't care how long we talk, we always talk about the relationship he had with his father, and I know that the impact that it had on his kid. Listen to me, his DNA, his dream, his DNA is family. Like, that's all he cared about is his son. Like, when we go out, I never saw him dressed like a certain way. Like, he's never like, hold on, E, I got to get the polo shirt. Every time I talk to him, it's the same thing. His DNA, his dream, his DNA, his kids has formed his life. It has formed who he is as a man. And most of y'all chasing stuff, you don't realize your dreams are so important because your DNA, who you are as a person, is wrapped up in your dreams. And what this world has done to you is take that from you because they know if you know who you are and you get your dreams, you're probably not going to work for most of them. You're probably not going to do most of the dumb stuff you do. If, like, for real, if you knew your dreams and you followed your dreams and you followed your DNA, most of you probably would have never been on drugs. I've never met a person before who knew who they were and was on drugs.
Rule number 24, grind.
People say, E, why you still getting up so early in the morning? 3 o'clock. Because I was on the beach with my wife not too long ago. We was holding hands walking up the beach. And my wife said, I know it's hard for me to quit my job, but promise me I'll never have to go back to work again. Adrian, let me tell you something. Adrian, when she said that, I was like, yo, E, when you get home, you got to grind, bro. You might have to start getting up at 2:30. You might want to even go to sleep, bro. I'm just saying, I'm telling you, I never did this before. I started looking at my booking gigs. I realized, like, I say no to 750 to 1,000 gigs a month. I started doing my homework. Yo, I was just with this dude, got the top podcast in the world. And I started doing my homework. I paid a couple people to do some homework for me. I called my man. He's like, yo, E, you ain't operating off 10% of your. He was like, yo, E, for real, bruh, I've been with the best. Don't nobody communicate. He like, yo, most dudes they can only talk to one group, E. He like, yo, it don't make a difference with age. It don't make a difference with ethnic background. He like, yo, E, you the greatest communicator on the earth right now. You only operating about 10%. I was like, yo, it's time to go to work. I'm telling you, I've been thinking, I've been making calls. That's what I'm asking you to do. What fuels you? The reason why you so lazy is not because you don't have the ability. You so lazy because your dream's so small. Yeah. Your dreams are so small.
Rule number 25, don't sabotage yourself.
I'm thinking about people sitting here right now, like, yo, for real, you got a car that you shouldn't have. Because the car now is a symbol. It's a symbol of success instead of just getting a whip that's gonna get you from A to B, and you can save 500. Or it's like I said, people look at my crib like, yo, E, I can't believe you live there. But for me, Mars, what you said, I was always on that. If I live under my means, I'm gonna always have money. So the more money I make, the more money I'm gonna make, because I ain't spending no more money. You feel what I'm saying? And so I don't have a TV. Like, bro, we got a 72-inch TV on the wall that my wife won. Bro, she went shopping and spent $100 at some little furniture store spot, and they called her like, yo, we got a TV for you. She thought it was playing. It's like, no, we got a TV for you. But I had that same plasma that was sweet when I first bought it 10 years ago on the wall. But it's to your point, it's like, I don't need to make more money. If I stop spending it, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have to get a new car every year. I don't have to get a new, I don't have a watch. I don't have none. The only thing I miss is like I did want to some gold teeth. Like that's one thing. I look back like, man, I wish I had a grill. You know what I'm saying? Deion Sanders is back in the day. Neon Deion would pull one in and out. I just want one with my kid's name in it, my girl name at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I didn't get that I want. But I remember my cousin saying to me about jewelry. He was just like, yo, jewelry, you can put it back and you can make money off of it. And I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm not really into that. You know, I got to clean it, keep up with it. But I'm just saying, to your point, I think they need to hear some of us are sabotaging ourselves because we're trying to keep up with the Joneses or we trying to have a certain image. And it's like, yo, you could get a Ford Fusion to do what you're doing. I'm saying because you parking it and you spending 8 to 10 hours in somebody's job. It ain't even like you driving that sucker around on a regular basis. So I think for a lot of us, if we would stop trying to keep up with the Joneses and we would build our self-esteem up, we could save money. And then from that, like you said, we could start, you know, coming. I'm just saying, because I hear people say all the time, I need to make millions. I'm like, yo, I'm going to be real with you. You don't need to make millions to live like a millionaire. Like I promise you, that life that you're talking about, you really don't need to ball out of control like that to have a life where you have your time
Crazy
and
thing
your
is,
freedom.
Rule number 26, don't confuse goals with dreams.
Here's the deal. From now on, if it's something personal, call it a goal. For real, let's get the terminology right. If you want a car, we're gonna name that's a goal. Don't put your car in the same category as Martin Luther King when he said, I have a dream. Don't put that in the same category. That's a different category. If you're trying to build your business portfolio, that's a goal. When you use the word dream, now you are changing other people's lives. When Dr. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream, he already had a PhD. When he said, I have a dream, he was already a minister at Ebenezer Baptist Church. When he said, I have a dream, he already had a car. When he said, I have a dream, he already had a wife. When he said, I have a dream, he already had children. When he said, I have a dream, he had already won the Nobel Prize. When he said, I have a dream, he had already met with the president. When he said, I have a dream, he was already one of the most influential people on the planet. When he said, I have a dream, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about you and I. And so I want you to redefine, when you say money, you say goal. Say, I have a goal. I have a target. When you say, I have a dream, that's beyond you.
Rule number 27, get yourself to the next level.
When I was doing a PhD, and one of the professors, bless her heart, she didn't know no better. She probably grew up privileged or something, so she didn't know. So she read my paper and was like, I don't think you're gonna be able to pass the dissertation. And I knew where she was coming from. Like, I wasn't like she no hater, but what she was doing was saying, as a critical thinker, based on where you are right now, she had a slight idea I was getting better every day. So you talking to me about who I am right now, we ain't even doing a dissertation yet. You're talking to me about something we're gonna do a year and a half from now. You had a slight idea. I'm not gonna be the same version. I will not be the same person in a year and a half that I am right now. Or I wouldn't be sitting in your class. No, I need you to hear what I'm saying. You are too old to be sitting in somebody's classroom trying to get a grade. We way past grades, y'all. That's like elementary school. You want to get a star or something. That's elementary school. You want somebody to take you out for ice cream because you did what you were supposed to do. It's a different level. When I listen to me, when I went to college, I didn't go to college for nobody's degree. I realized that growing up in Detroit, Michigan, my mom worked for Ford. My father, who wasn't my biological father, worked for GM. I knew where I was called to be and what I was called to do. My parents could only take me so far. I went to the classroom to find the language that I needed to get to the next level. I wanted to hear what, you're not hearing what I'm telling you. I already knew I was going to be successful, but I didn't have some of the language. So I was going to class to look how they put sentences together. I was looking to find out when you put this word and this word, how you start. You're not hearing what I'm telling you. I wasn't going for nobody's grades and still got good grades. But I wasn't going for grades. I was going for the code. What's the code? I need to know the code. What's the code?
Rule number 28, become a shark.
Somebody asked me, like, yo, E, how do you stay fired up, bruh? You've been doing this since you was 19. It seemed like Dad, me and Dad were Dad back. Me and Dad was talking. He was like, E, I listen to so many other motivational speakers, E, and it just seemed like you get better and better. And I said, I get better and better because the thing that pumped me up in the beginning is the thing I think about every day. I wake up every day like, yo, E, you gotta take control, bruh. Because if you don't take control, we live in a society outside of your house. You live in a world full of sharks. This world is run primarily by sharks. And I promise you, if you don't become one, they will eat you alive.
Rule number 29, be specific.
You gotta be specific. You gotta say, I'm gonna make $325,482 a year. Yeah. Just being real, that's what you gotta say. Like, you gotta say it, like, you gotta get a world the exact, you can't be like, I wanna be rich. And the world like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what rich is. I don't know what that means. Are you hearing me?
Rule number 30, start playing big.
This is what's so crazy. Like, even as I stand here, like, I can't believe I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Like, I can't believe I'm with Lewis Howes. Like, I can't believe I'm with the Sum of the Greatness. Like, guys, I was just homeless. Like, I was just literally sleeping in abandoned buildings. I was literally just thinking about committing suicide, right? And so what happened was I was introduced, I was probably about 16, almost 17, and I was introduced to a pastor. A friend of mine took me to church with him. And it was the oddest thing. I went to church maybe about 3 or 4 times, and I didn't grow up in church, so I wasn't really there for like the religious aspect of it, but this was my best friend, and this is where he went regularly, right? And I loved it. It kind of reminds me of this summit. You know, it was a lot of positive people, right? First time in my life being in an environment with just positivity, right? They would sing, and the pastor would speak, and we'd have a dinner after every church service. I think that's probably why I went, because it was like a meal, really. You know what I'm saying? When you homeless and you're a high school dropout and you eating out of a trash can, like a hot meal is just unbelievable, right? That's why I'm a foodie to this day, right? And so, but I'll never forget, he would say to me, you know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks into going regularly, you know, he said to me, kid, what are you doing with your life? And I'm like, what does that mean exactly? He was like, well, what's your goals? What's your dreams? It's like, I don't have any goals, any dreams. Like, my biological father wasn't in my life. My mom got pregnant with me at 17 years old. Like, I don't come from what we call like the Ola Mills experience. You know, I'm not like, you know, my great-grandfather, a picture with my grandfather, and then my father and me. Like, I don't know what I want to do. And I remember maybe about the second month of coming to church, he would say to me, he'd say, you know what? You need to get your GED and you need to go to college. And I was like, what? Like, don't you know I'm living in abandoned buildings. Like, I'm working at McDonald's and I'm eating McDonald's. Like my mother is 17 when she had me. She didn't finish she barely finished high school. She didn't go to college. My grandma had 14 kids. None of them went to college. Like, we don't do college. You know, and it was just so weird. This is why you need to be in this type of environment, because this environment activates and give you permission to do. I'm sorry, I get excited because I'm not supposed to be on this stage. Listen to me, I was literally homeless. I was coming to church, not really taking showers. I wasn't brushing my teeth. And this guy looked at me and said, you need to get your GED. You need to leave Detroit. I'm going to send you to college because greatness is upon you. Guys, that's why this environment is so important, because what he did was he allowed me to see who I was before I could really see who I was. And he saw, guys, we just buried him about 4 weeks ago. And he saw something in me. Like everybody in the world now says, like, yo, E.T., I watch your video and this happened and that happened. And E.T., you know, I get inspired. I was 16, 17 years old. I had never spoken a day in my life, and this guy saw it. Like, he saw something in me that I didn't see, and he gave me permission to be where other people said I couldn't be. He gave me permission to believe I was great. He gave me permission to think I could change the world. He gave me permission to start something that had never started in my family before. He gave me permission to say, I am. He gave me permission to say, I am brilliant. I might be different, but I am brilliant. Yep, I might be loud, but I am special. He gave me permission. And so the first thing I want you to do today is I want you to keep saying to yourself, I am. And for those of you who hadn't quite started yet, I am. And for those of you who've gotten started, I am. Why? Because I can't believe that I started with a GED and that GED turned into a 4-year degree. Took me 12 years, guys. It took me 12 years. But Pastor would keep telling me, you are brilliant. You are special, Eric. Yes, you're different. And yes, you're not doing it the traditional route. But greatness is upon you. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. And the 12 years to get the 4-year degree turned into a master's degree. And the master's degree turned into a PhD. Guys, I can't believe it. I went from being a high school dropout, from being homeless, living in abandoned buildings, to eating out of trash cans, to Dr. Eric Thomas, to writing 6 books. Guys, are you hearing what I'm saying? Today, stop playing small and start playing big, because I am.
Rule number 31, don't be average.
When you look at a lion in the Serengeti, when the lion wakes up and the gazelle wakes up, they both have to run. Like, just because you're a lion doesn't mean you get to chill out. The gazelle's not gonna come to you and let it eat you.
Right.
You still gotta hunt. You still have to go get it.
Yeah.
But the crazy part, when I did my homework, the gazelle is running for its life. The lion is running to hunt and to eat. So I realized there are a lot of people reading these books, listening to these different, motivational speakers, but they don't understand that you gotta go get it. So it's not enough to read it. It's not enough to understand it. It's not enough to get excited about it. Like, literally, it has to transform you. And so I started realizing, like, the problem is you have been working hard. You've been getting it, E. You've been putting forth 100%, not even put 120%. But guys, what I realize is not just what you do, E, it's effort and technique. So if you're lifting weights, but you're lifting them wrong, you could go lifting weights every day. But if your technique is off, like you don't know how to do it, then I'm not gonna get the same results you get doing the same exact exercise. So I realized, you gotta switch the effort. Like you can't give 80 on Monday, 90 on Tuesday, 120 on Thursday. Like every day you wake up, you gotta keep that same effort. So I would notice when I would go to like watch Alabama play against maybe like a Mississippi State, I would notice that Alabama came out on fire in all 4 quarters. These boys are going. But I would notice Mississippi would come out strong, but if they went down by 14, you saw the body language change. They came back after halftime strong, 4th quarter, fatigue kicked in. And I started realizing, Cole, if I get 120, 1st quarter, 2nd quarter, 3rd quarter, 4th quarter, if my effort and my technique is both strong, nobody's gonna stop me. Why? Because the average person, Monday they come into work sluggish and they gotta drink their coffee, they gotta read their newspaper. I'm like, I got you beat. You didn't get started until 9 o'clock. I'm coming in at 120 at 8. And by 9 o'clock, when you get going, it's gonna take you to noon to get to 100. Then you gotta take a break, come back for lunch. I'm not taking off at lunch.
Right.
I'm not taking off at lunch. And then at 5 o'clock, you packing your bags at 4:30, getting ready to leave. I'm running not to the ribbon, I'm running through it.
Rule number 32, do you.
How many kids in this room, there's some stuff you did, come on, Kenny. How about what's the stuff you did when you was 18, 19 that you wouldn't have done if you weren't trying to impress nobody, if you was just being you? I'm thinking like, how many mistakes have we made trying to be what they want us to be? What if we could just be who we were? Like, what would we be doing if we weren't worried about them? So I'm challenging you. When you walk out of this room, I'm challenging you to do you. I'm challenging you to do you.
Rule number 33, change your perception.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm number 1 motivational speaker in the world. Let me tell y'all why. We started The Advantage 2005. We blew up. I'm still doing The Advantage every Monday, every Tuesday at Michigan State University. People like, you blew up. You doing? Listen to me. It's so bad. I'm telling the people that book my gigs, don't book no gigs on Monday. Try your hardest not to book no gigs on Monday. Why? You got a chance to make thousands of dollars. Why would you do? Nope. I gotta stay close to the place that blew me up. I gotta stay. Listen to me very closely. I'm just keeping it 100, y'all. As a company, we have blown up. There are people in our company, they used to do one thing, they're doing something totally different. I guarantee you I'm doing exactly what I was doing from day one, and I have not changed. And the reason why some of you aren't successful is because the value you had that thing when you first started doing it, you don't have that same value no more. You don't treat that thing the way you used to treat that thing when you first got that thing. And so what God is saying is, I need you to change your perception, because once you change your perception, everything changes, son. Once you change your perception, the value changes. And once the value changes, the energy that you give it is totally different.
Rule number 34, have a strong why.
So I always hear people again, they say, what's your why? People hear me say that. So I did the Kevin Durant boy, the video blew up. And so now, people are asking everybody, what's your why? What's your why? But I think that's the starting point, Cole. I was watching ESPN 30 for 30, and the video that I did on Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas, 30 for 30, they really did that video. The video I did, they turned it into a documentary. And it is the story of Buster Douglas beating Mike Tyson. Nobody has ever beat him before. And when they asked the question, how, my mom died. And I told my mom I would beat Mike Tyson. Again, the next fight he lost to Evander Holyfield, and he never was a champion again. But that one day, he got knocked down, got back up. Why? Because of his mother. And I think, again, I want to show people, because the common theme is you do it for a house, you do it for a car, you do it for a watch, you do it for, and I want to show people that whether you know it or not, everybody doesn't have the same why.
Rule number 35, take ownership.
This is what I need you to do for me. I need you to take complete ownership. Oh, millennials, y'all kill me with the blame game. What move are you going to make today to get out your circumstances? What time are you gonna get up? What job are you gonna do? Who are you gonna hang out with? Millennials, all you gotta do is say, you know what, I'm taking ownership. I don't care if my mom a good mom or a bad mom. If my dad a good dad or a bad dad. I don't care if I go to the best school or the worst school. I don't care if we rich or we poor. I am about to take ownership of my life. From this point forward is your life. And you can do, my friend, with whatever you want to do with it.
Rule number 36, never say no.
If you want to get paid, you never say no. You never say it can't get done. Don't you ever say out your mouth it can't get done. Even if you feel in your heart it can't get done, you don't say it out loud. You let the broke folks say that. You let the folks they firing first say that. You always say it can get done. Even if you don't think it can get done, just say it and try to make up something. I'm being real. I'm being real. I don't deal with people who say, or they get paid real low in my company. They like maintenance when you say, I don't know how, or I don't think it can be done. I'm like, okay, cool. You won't be like at the end of the year when bonus is getting passed out, you won't be getting no bonus.
Rule number 37, model success.
So when you look at E.T., yeah, I might be one of the top speakers in the world, but when you look at the other guys and you look at me, you see it's something different. You see the hat, you see the shoes. And so what I've been able to do is take the stuff from Zig Ziglar, take the stuff from Tony Robbins, take the stuff from Les Brown when I was younger, and listen, Nightingale. Like I'm listening to the same people, Napoleon Hill. I'm listening to who everybody else is listening to, but I'm not just listening and going, do exactly what they say. I'm saying, you gotta customize it. You gotta make it work for you. You gotta make it fit in your language. You gotta make it fit for your audience. You gotta make it fit for you.
Rule number 38, don't surround yourself with takers.
God told me to tell you to stop making plates for people who just trying to take it to go. Write that down. No, God told me to tell you, stop making food for folks that just wanted to go plate. He told me to tell you that. There's somebody in the room, your life is screwed up because you making food for people who just wanted to go plate. I'm talking about your life, you are a great good person, you phenomenal, you got it going on, you making all these great meals, and it's a whole bunch of people coming to your house, and they got a to-go container, and they, listen to me very closely, my grandma taught me when I was young, my grandma had 14 kids who all had kids. And my grandma said, I will cut you. You can eat as much food as you want at the house. But if I swear if one of y'all little jokers take something out this house, you get in the business in front of your mama. In front of you, because I used to whip their butt, I'm whipping your butt too. With a switch. Don't take no food out of my house. You can eat as much as you want when you here, but do not pack a plate. And most of y'all running with people who, when you fix food, they come to your house and take it to go plate. They don't bring nothing. They not trying to help you. All they in your life to do is take. And you wondering why your life messed up, because you with takers.
Rule number 39, put in the work.
I'll never forget, I said, God, I want to be one of the best at what I do. I want to change lives. And I got a call from Les Brown. And I flew to go meet Les Brown. He said, E.T., you should be making at least $50,000 internationally and $100,000 internationally. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, kid, you good. So I went home. I was like, God, why I ain't making $50,000? He said, because we watching the World Series. Because you watching the NBA Finals. Because you watching football and you watching 3 games. You watching the 1 o'clock game, the 4:30 game, the 8 p.m. game, and then you watch ESPN to rewatch everything you watched. That's why you ain't successful. You watching LeBron make his dreams become a reality.
You're watching the Black Mamba make his dreams become reality. If you put the same time LeBron put in, and I started studying, and I realized as an African-American male, I need to get a master's degree and a PhD in order to do what I'm doing. And guess what? I had to get up even though it was hard, and I had to take ownership of my life, take ownership of my time, take ownership of my day.
Rule number 40, keep it real.
Aggressive people finish first. It is what it is. Y'all from New York, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just for real. You come to New York, I promise you, if you don't want to get harassed, stay in the house. I'm talking about you in New York. It's 80 degrees. My man like sunglasses, bro. You need some sunglasses? I'm like, I'm good on sunglasses, bro. It started raining. He like, Papa, boom, you want an umbrella? I'm like, yeah, I need an umbrella. You know what I'm saying? They don't be playing in New York. They got everything for everything. My man was like, I was listening to the podcast. I heard your girl got, I got the Jelenia on discount, bro. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, on discount? On discount, bro. Y'all are great. And it ain't like you like, I'm good on the sunglasses. No, bruh. Sunglasses, these sunglasses, I'm good on that. No, bruh. Sunglasses. I'm like, no, bruh, I'm good on the sunglasses. You sure, bruh? I'm like, I'm sure. Like, you didn't just got aggressive? Like, you gonna make me buy the glasses? And so I had to realize I was delusional. I thought if you were a good person and you do right by people, that people will take your kindness and give you kindness back. But what I realize is sometimes in this world, the kinder you are, the more they try to play you like a fool. I was delusional. I'm nice to you, you nice to me. Don't always work like that. Sometimes it's nice to me and I take advantage of you. So some of y'all, you delusional. I just need you to do me a favor. When you are delusional, you can never get the outcomes you want because the premise in which you're operating from is a lie. So you got to work from truth. And some of us don't want to deal with truth because it's so difficult. E.T., you dropped out of school. E.T., you grew up in a certain community. In order for you to be able to do what you need to do like a Tony Robbins, there's some things that you don't have in your arsenal that if you can just admit you don't have it in your arsenal, then you can go get it. But until you admit that you don't have it, you'll never be able to do it. So I need you to do me a huge favor. I just need you to be real. And the reason why a lot of y'all don't want to be real, because some of you would rather be in a lie and at least have a lie than not have anything at all. You already know the reality about that relationship. You already know that job, your boss ain't about to cash you out. You're just scared to quit and start your own business because you don't know if you're going to do well or not. You know you shouldn't. Come on, be honest. You know you still shouldn't be at that job right now. Let me see your hand. Let's just be real. Let me see the hand. You know you shouldn't still. Raise it high. Don't play with me. Raise it high. You still shouldn't be at that job. But you're delusional that one day is going to be your day, that one day you're going to merge your job and your calling together. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to just leave.
Rule number 41, do not be outworked.
So I'm working with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm talking about, I've been getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm putting videos out. I'm doing my thing. I never forget, y'all. I never forget. So I looked at the best of the best motivational speakers and I told y'all what I saw, right? And so one time we ordered one of the top motivational speakers. We ordered some of his content. Like I'm studying my competition. My man, I'm talking about he fire. He one of the best of the best. But I called my man. I wanted to get one of his DVD series, one of the CDs. How long do you think it took for me to pay for it? And then how long you think it took to come? How long? Don't say forever. Give me a time frame. A month. Yep, 3 weeks to a month. I study my competition. I'm like that. Oh, my man, fire. My man, fire. My man, oh, fire. My man, oh, his use of word. Oh, my man, his presence. Oh, this is phenomenal. But when I studied all of them, it take 3 weeks to a month to get their stuff. I said, bingo, I got them. I'm going to go on YouTube and give my stuff away. Because guess what? If you're going through a divorce, you ain't got 3 weeks to wait on no doggone video. If your mama got cancer or you got cancer, you ain't got 3 weeks to a month to wait for your video. So I'm saying they better than me, but they will not outwork me. I will get up every day and put some on. Anybody ever been on YouTube and you saw some of my stuff on YouTube? Just raise your hand. You ever saw my stuff? Did you see my stuff come on at 10 o'clock in the morning? Come on, be real. You ever see my stuff come on at 8 o'clock in the morning? No, my stuff come when? 3 o'clock in the doggone morning. I'm doing it every day at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm telling y'all, the breakthrough, I'm going to break these boys. Why? Because where they come from, they couldn't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning if they wanted to. They smarter than me. They come from privilege. They got the language. They got the code. They got the rules. They grew up in it, but they will not get up earlier than me. They will not put out more content than me. Beast mode, 1, 2, 3. Beast mode, 1, 2, 3. Beast mode, 1, 2, 3. Beast mode. I beast mode my way to number one. I beast mode my way to number one.
Rule number 42, man up.
I'm talking to the Creator at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I ain't where I want to be. And I'm like, God, I ain't where I want to be. And he was like, you stop being a victim. I said, what you mean a victim? Well, it ain't my fault my mom got pregnant at 17. It ain't my fault my daddy wasn't there. It ain't my fault they couldn't get along. It ain't my fault. He said, boy, you grown. You ain't 10 no more. The decisions you make right now is up to you. You crying about something that happened to you when you was a kid. You ain't even no kid no more. You a grown man. Take full ownership. The stupid stuff you doing, your parents didn't make you play no video games. And what you crying about? So what, your daddy wasn't there? Your mama ended up getting married. What you crying about? He went to work every day. He never beat you. He never abused you. Your mama did the best she knew how to do. What you crying about? You grew up in a house. What you crying about? You was never sexually assaulted. What you crying about? Till somebody beat your butt because you did something you wasn't supposed to do? What you crying about? Nobody just came home and started whipping you. Man up. Principle number 2, man up, stop crying.
Rule number 43, want it bad enough.
When you want to succeed, as bad as you want to breathe, young man, then you will be successful in any area of your life. And so listen to me very closely. I say this to you. I never said when you want to succeed as bad as you want to eat. Because you can go 21 days, maybe 30, if you're Gandhi or Gandhi's mother without eating. Fast, you can fast for 30 days. I never said when you want to succeed as bad as you want water, because you can go about 3 days or so without it. I said when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you probably only got a minute or so. Then you'll be successful.
Rule number 44, fight for your breakthroughs.
So everybody always asks me, E.T., what was it like being homeless? I don't remember. What was it like eating out of trash cans? I don't remember. I ain't on that. Let me tell y'all the hardest part of my life. The hardest part of my life was not being homeless. I ain't had no dreams or no goals. I didn't want nothing. Eating out of trash cans wasn't the hardest thing I've ever done. The hardest thing I ever did was get my GED, go to college, study every doggone day and still fail. That's hard. That's hard. When you writing a paper for 3-4 weeks, you turn it in and you still get a 2.0. That's hard. It's hard when you're in a library and you studying and you reading and you take the test and you get a 55. That's hard. So what I want you to understand about a breakthrough is that 90% is work, but the last 10%, that's fight. Listen to me. You don't get a breakthrough by working. You get a breakthrough when you fight. And I had to fight. I had to stay up all night.
Rule number 45, break your bad habits.
I'm asking you to do me a favor. Whatever your favorite TV programs are, don't watch them, because that's why you are where you are right now. Whatever they are, don't watch. Call your homie and say, I know we cool, but just give me 30 days. I just need 30 days by myself. But every Sunday let's break that tradition, because we both broke and we've been doing that for 15 years. Let's stop doing that on Sundays. I'm just saying for real, like it ain't working.
Rule number 46, take care of yourself first.
So the first thing I want you to do for real, I need you to take care of yourself. And the way we burn out is that we put everybody else first. And then what happens is the plane is crashing. This is teachers, I love us. The plane is crashing and we're putting the oxygen tank on everybody else. And they're taking it and taking theirs. Like, so they're sucking theirs and they have yours. And I need you to do me a favor. Number one, when you leave today, I need you to take care of yourself, right? And I need you to know that if you don't take care of every single thing, some kind of way will be taken care of. But if you burn out, we already lost.
Rule number 47, master your craft.
I will get to a place in my life that when you ask me, E.T., what do you do professionally? I will tell you that I energize. I am a performance enhancer. I'm the juice. You walk in you come in my room down and out. When you leave, you ready to run through a wall. It took me years to be able to say one word or one phrase to get people to understand. I develop people personally and professionally. I used to say I have a problem being linear. It takes me too long to say, well, one person, because I would be like, whoa, that's deep. Somebody would ask my man a question, 10 seconds, he would answer it. They would ask me, I'd be like a minute and 15, like, I can't get it. I'm trying to narrow this thing down. And somebody came up to me and was like, what's going on, E? I was like, yo, I'm struggling with oh, okay, let's go through some exercises. I can help you. I'm still not where I want to be, but I'm a whole lot better. Let me give you an example. Somebody said, E, in your conference, you're charging $2,000 when you come to Phoenix. Like, I'm thinking about doing day 2, but it's $2,000, bro. Like, what's the difference between day 1 and day 2? I was like, in day 2, we're going to customize. He was like, customize? I was like, yeah, call me Tony Starks. I said, see, Superman, whether he got on an outfit or not, he's still Superman. He was born with natural abilities. You weren't born to execute. You're not Superman, but I'm Tony Starks. I'll make a suit that will make you a super executor. And then for those of you who really know Tony Starks, he just didn't make himself a suit. He made Spider-Man a suit. And I'll be your Alfred, Batman. You are a normal person, but I'll make your suit, your car, He's like, yo, where do I sign up, E? I'm all over the place. I need that customized. I was like, I got you. Boom, I know how to say it in a way now where it's simplified and somebody can understand it in 30 seconds.
Rule number 48, become a beast.
Mike Tyson won before he fought. You don't win a fight when you fight. You win if you're a beast, you win the fight before the fight. So go back to your homes and I want you to go on your little machines and put Mike Tyson. And you will watch Mike Tyson. I'm talking about, for real, when you hear the word Iron Mike Tyson, you think my man coming out 6'2", 250 pounds. Mike Tyson come out, my man about 5'10", 5'11". He looking up to dudes like, what? And when Mike look at them in their face, Mike look at him like, I swear you don't want none of this. I swear, I promise you, when the bell ring, when I hit you once, you just better fall. Because if you do not fall, I promise you, you will feel pain like you have never felt before. My man wasn't 6'8". My man wasn't tall. He wasn't big. But my man was a beast. And when they would go ding, 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 Mike bop, bop, and boom, they fall. Go back and watch it. Like I used to be pissed. Me and my boys paid $50. We paid $50. We got the snacks. We got the wings. We ready for the fight, y'all. I'm keeping it 100. I ain't playing. Ask somebody older than you. I'm talking about we go like, oh, the fight about to come on. 25, get your, all right. Go grab the wing. We go grab the wings and come back. My boy like, E, it's over. I'm like, you lying, bro. You know how long it took me to make that $50 at the Olive Garden on tips, bro? you lying, bro. It's over. It's like, E, it's over, E. Soon as they hit the bell, Mike came out, boom, boom, boom. Over, done. So what I need y'all to do, man, imano, man to man, I need y'all to, first week y'all come out, I need y'all to come out so doggone strong that when teams come on the field, come on. Don't just say it, lock the gate. Don't just say it. Don't just say it, sound cute, you wearing a t-shirt. Don't just say it, lock that joke for real. Get to the point this season that when they come out on the field, they're like, we don't even want none of this.
Rule number 49, find your gift.
And finally, at 16, I left home. Ran away from home, of course, left school. And I remember going to church. I didn't grow up in church. I started going to church. And I remember the pastor said to me, young man, if you have any dreams, any goals, if you don't want to go to jail, if you don't want to die at an early age, you have to get your GED and go to college. Now listen to me very closely. My grandma had 14 kids. Out of the 14, only 3 finished high school and nobody went to college. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan. Culturally, college is not important. Why? It does not make sense to go to college. Whether you finish high school or not, you're only gonna land up at the plant, Ford, GM, or Chrysler. So culturally, I never took school serious. And so this man said to me when I was probably 17 years old, look, every single week, did you get your GED? And I would say, no, I didn't get my GED. He'd ask me the next week, did you get your GED? As soon as you get your GED, I'm sending you out of Detroit. I'm sending you to college. I said, sir, no disrespect, but my family does not do college. My mama barely finished high school. She got pregnant with me her senior year in high school. My grandma didn't go to school. My uncles didn't fit. We don't do school. He said, I don't care what your family does or does not do. You have a gift. You have an anointing on your life, young man.
And rule number 50, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is take action.
All of you are going to get the information, but some of you aren't going to do anything with it. Somebody's sitting in this room, just like I sat in the room as a high school dropout. I got my GED. I went to Huntsville, Alabama. I went to Oakwood College. And that man got up and he spoke. And when he spoke, it changed my life, not because of his words, but because of his words and who I was at the time. I was ready. There were other people sitting in there. I'm telling you, listen to me, y'all. This is crazy. If you go back to my college in 1989, I was already a year behind. It took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree, and I was definitely not the most likely to succeed. But when you put down the Hall of Famers of the people that went to the school, you got to include me. Listen to me very close. You got to hear what I'm telling you. I had come from sleeping on the streets in abandoned buildings, eating out of trash cans. I had gone as a high school dropout who got his GED. So we were all in the same room. Some of us didn't want to be there. Some of us did. But the way I took the information, the way I processed the information took me from what, listen to me. I was getting this information as a high school dropout, but I was getting it and I was doing something with it. Other people were getting it and it was like, that wasn't that deep. Or it's deep, but I'll apply it later. I'm telling you, that as much as Ignite the Dream is going to ignite your dream, some of y'all it ain't going to ignite your dream, and there's nothing wrong with the message, it's something wrong with you. And so some of y'all going to walk out of here, I promise you, on everything I love. You're going to walk out of this place, and a year from today, you're going to wake up like Tob and not even believe what happened to your life. There are those of you right now, you at rock bottom. You spent your last dollar to get to this place. Like you are at a crossroad. And if you take this information and you do something with it, it's going to change your life forever.
Now I've got a special bonus clip from Eric on how to be in control that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Number 1. What's the most important action that you need to take today, right after watching this video? Number 2, who are the takers in your life that you need to stop being surrounded by? And number 3, what are your goals and what are your dreams? Now, if you like this video and you're gonna take some action after watching it, give me a hashtag believe down in the comments below.
More teenagers and young adults die from suicide than from cancer. That's self what? That's self what? Good, that's self-inflicted. So there are people who are losing control. We got teenagers out here committing suicide. It's more teenagers are dying than AIDS, birth defects, stroke, pneumonia, influenza, chronic lung disease combined. You take all of this and you got more kids killing themselves than them getting diseases and dying. We are losing control. And it's time for those of you in this room to take control. I told you. Right someday. You could be living this someday. You've held up your someday. Either you didn't get the right information or you got it. You didn't use it. You're not getting up early enough. You're not taking it back. I don't know what you're doing. But when you leave, all I want for you is to live your someday.
If you want more Eric Thomas, check out the first Top 50 Rules video I made on him. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
What's your win it all? Do you even know? Like, do you know what your win it all is for this year? You have been blessed by the Creator to be on the earth. You here